Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. Liverpool fans, you should be ashamed of yourself. Big club into the Super League and you just sit back and take it from the owners who betrayed you. Man City and Chelsea, greed, that's the reason you're not doing anything. And Spurs, why are you not doing anything about the Super League? You want to be betrayed as well and just carry on as normal. Are those facts true? You know what? I don't know. I'm not going to comment on the politics of Liverpool, Spurs, Man City or Chelsea or even Arsenal who are trying to get their owners out. So why are people jumping onto Manchester United fans for trying to get their owners out of their club for a multitude of reasons? I don't know why Liverpool fans are happy with their owner, and that's for Liverpool fans to go with. And it's the same with Man City and Chelsea and Spurs. But everyone seems to want to stick their nose in on Manchester United. And I think the weekend that we've had around these protests at Manchester United has left a very sour taste in the mouth of Manchester United fans. Not because we expect people to be on our side, that's not the way football works. But 2 weeks ago everyone was on our side, and now because of a protest where a minority, a drunk person got into the dressing room and a few people got on the pitch, and look, but that police officer with the injury, that's not what people want to see. But the minority have become the majority, and the majority have become the suppressed in this whole weekend of protest. Because I don't see what I saw 2 weeks ago. And I, as a Manchester United fan, starting that video like that, saying, Liverpool fans this, I don't agree with that. I'm using shock, fake tactics that seem to be being used by media and ex-players over the weekend to condemn the actions of Manchester United fans that could have been Arsenal fans, they could have been Liverpool fans, they could have been Spurs fans. Because ultimately, were we not in a position 2 weeks ago where on this channel, we had a lot of people talking about football being betrayed, fans being betrayed, the greed of these owners, and 2 weeks later, a set of fans in the majority stand up and say, we don't want you at our club anymore, and this is a protest as to why, and they get a game cancelled. But no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the minority. And I look at these things and I think, you know what? Is there something more sinister going on here? Is this just the typical flippance of the modern society where 2 weeks ago you're fuming about something, but 2 weeks later, oh, it's over now, or is it actually something more sinister, that this is a media movement to protect these greedy owners and protect the status quo, and therefore we must suppress the fans at all costs? Because I think about not even protests. I think about the last game at West Ham at Upton Park when the Manchester United bus was attacked, and you have the United players down in the aisle and the windows were being smashed. I think about Liverpool when Real Madrid turned up, or other clubs have turned up and buses have been smashed, and I think one of them happened when COVID was ongoing or something like that. Well, my point is, I'm not condemning. Well, I am condemning. I'm condemning what happened at Manchester United at the weekend in relation to some things were not great. But the West Ham incident, the Liverpool incident, I don't remember these things going on for days and days. And I know we're only 2 days after the protest, but I wake up this morning and they're still talking about it. I don't remember that being spoken about when Man United's bus got attacked by West Ham fans for that much longer than the day after. And the same with Liverpool and when they've done it as well. And as I said, this is not like, leave Man United fans alone, remember what West Ham and Liverpool fans do. That's not what I'm talking. Personally, for me, I want to see a united front or a unity amongst football fans. I'd love to see Arsenal doing a protest similar to Manchester United without, some of the things. I don't want to see people getting injured or anything like that. But I'd love to see Arsenal get a game cancelled. If Liverpool wanted to do that, I'd love to see them doing stuff as well. I'm not precious or biased about this. I saw 2 weeks ago something I've never seen in football before. I saw a unity amongst football fans, amongst Liverpool and United fans, Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans. We were united in this attack on football. And now it feels like, well, look, United fans are used to being siege mentality, us against the world. We're used to that. And that won't stop United fans doing what they want to do in relation to trying to remove their owners from the club. It will not. It won't derail it at all. But I would prefer it if everyone else was on board, because ultimately I do not see this as a competition. I see this as a stain on football what these people tried to do. I don't believe that external owners should have total control over a football club. I don't. And I don't think that external owners should be able to buy a football club and suppress that football club. And I feel that, look, Chelsea and Man City are in a fortunate position that their owners want to pump money in, and they've reaped the benefits of that. But teams like Manchester United and Arsenal, they don't reap the benefits of their owners. These are people who buy the clubs to make money out of them. These are people that just see them as a long-term, bank account, really, where they can just cream off the bloody dividends. And that's not what football fans want. Football is a very unique thing. It's about, the football team that you support. It's your passion. You look at the rivalry is a huge part of football. I would never want that to exist. I look at Man City and I go, you know what? Begrudgingly, what a team, what a manager, and they're going to be successful for a long time. But I want my team to have a chance of being that. And under this current ownership, it doesn't, because it's all about greed. Well, what are Manchester United fans supposed to do? They're meant to go, oh, you know what? The Glazers are here for 20 years. They're going to increase the value of the club. They're going to keep taking the dividends out. May as well just stop watching football. Oh, I'm going to turn my back on, my whole life of watching football and supporting Manchester United, am I? Oh, yeah, that's great. Or am I going to actually be vocal about it? These protests are absolutely valid. Fans have had enough. And I think that we need to be very, very careful about people sticking their nose in things that they've got no knowledge about. As I said, if I was an ex-player of Manchester United and Liverpool fans had done that at the weekend and I didn't really understand the situation, would I sit there on BBC or Sky or BT or anybody else or go on Talk Sport and go, I don't know what they're moaning about. A year ago they won the Premier League. The year before that they won the Champions League. They've got some of the best players in the world. What are all these fucking Liverpool fans moaning about? What is their problem? The way I look at it, they've got great owners. They haven't won the league for 30 years. They've just won the league. What are they moaning about? You know what? I'd have to be some really up my own arse, stubborn, arrogant prat to do that, because how can I talk about the politics of Liverpool's fan base and look at it and go, well, I don't know what they're on about. I do not know what they're on about. They won the league last year. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't know the intricacies of their owners. So I can't say Liverpool fans should protest or shouldn't protest. If they did protest, I'd go, you know what, fair play. Maybe they feel the same as United fans, that their owners tried to take them into a Super League that betrayed and lied to them. Liverpool's got, whether that, I've got a lot of love for Liverpool because they're my biggest rival as a United fan. But I've got respect for the fact that they've got a very, very, very strong history and tradition and love for their football club. And if their fan base decides that they want change, then they've got every right to go about that. But what we saw with Manchester United at the weekend was the media that 2 weeks ago was on the side of football, basically throwing football fans under the bus. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Apart from the fact that it's just yesterday's chip paper. Today's headlines is tomorrow's chip paper, and the news story is hooliganism back in football. Have football fans gone too far? Literally on the first protest, have they gone too far? And it's turned. And then even worse than that, you get people speaking to millions saying, I don't know what they're moaning about. Glazers have done a good... from the outside in, they've spent £1 billion. I don't know what they're on about. I don't get it. And these people shouldn't get a voice. The only two people I've really heard, three, Roy Keane was good, Carragher was good, Gary Neville, a couple of others good. But I've seen a lot of people talking publicly to millions about United's protest and not even understanding what it's about. Just going, well, I don't get it. I mean, look, the Super League thing was bad, but they're not in the Super League anymore. They've spent more money than most clubs. I don't really understand really what it's all about, which basically condemns it. Don't talk about something if you don't understand it. And look, there's bigger issues than this. Of course there are. There's bigger issues. I wouldn't talk about American politics. I wouldn't talk about being the victim of racism, because I haven't been. So, and they're bigger topics than what I'm talking about here. But the point I'm trying to make is, should people be given a platform to discuss something that they don't understand? And you can comment on it if you're going to be... Look, I think in relation to Manchester United, what I would like to have seen more from the mainstream media is, look, I may not understand the full reasons why United fans want the Glazers out, but there's definitely a strong feeling there, and you've got to respect the fact that the protest is something that they feel very, very passionate about. Of course, some of the incidents are regrettable, but the big issue is that they want change at their football club, and that the fans have had enough, and that they're finally having their say. That should have been the statement from the BBC, should have been from Sky. It should have been a blanket thing. Instead, they put these people up going, they've gone too far. They've gone to, I don't understand why they're doing it. But you know, that's just propaganda to turn people against United. Because if you don't understand something, keep your bloody gob shut. Because by condemning it and saying we don't understand why we're doing it, then you're basically saying we shouldn't be doing it. But you don't know. And for anybody who cares, I don't know what Arsenal's issues are. I don't understand what Liverpool or Man City or Chelsea or Spurs are doing, really. Because at the end of the day, your owners did betray you, and you would be in a Super League if people hadn't moaned about it. Now, I wouldn't trust those owners, but, you know, some of you have your reasons for that. I'm not going to tell you shouldn't, because that's your club. I'm not angry that Liverpool fans don't want rid of their owners, but I don't understand why people are angry at United fans for wanting their owners out, because our club was not in debt. It was the minute the club bought us by hundreds of £1 million. Our club has had over £1 billion taken out of it from dividends and interest payments over the last 16 years. Our club hasn't fought for a title really in nearly a decade, and we're Manchester United. Those three things alone are reason enough. But on top of that, Old Trafford is crumbling. They don't invest in the stadia. They don't really invest in the infrastructure. On top of that, we have spent £800 million. And it may as well have been burnt on a bonfire, because basically they've got bankers in clown outfits going around Europe, getting involved in transfers for shit players, giving contract renewals to people because they're scared of spending money on anything else. I don't care about how much we spent, because it's been spent badly. In fact, you know, when Shearer or anyone else mentions about how much we've spent, it actually is a reason in itself. They think it's a positive. It's actually a reason to want the Glazers out, because money has been spent, but it's been spent so bloody badly that, you know, but people go, well, you spent the money. Yeah, we spent it badly. Have we won a title? Have we been near a title? So if you don't understand the issues at Manchester United, keep your bloody gob shut, because these protests are really important. And ultimately the message is that football fans have had enough of these greedy owners coming into our sport and destroying our things that are important to us, like Manchester United, like Arsenal, and, you know, maybe like other clubs. But I'm not going to stick my nose into other clubs. I'd be honest and say I'm a little bit confused. I wouldn't mind understanding why other clubs involved in this Super League thing are happy to keep with their owners. And I think maybe some of it's, well, look at what Abramovich has done to Chelsea. And Chelsea fans have said to me, well, actually, he wasn't involved. It was Bruce Buck. And, you know, with Man City, you know, we were nothing. And now look at we are. We can't just, you know, want them out for what they've done. And I do understand that. But it's a Man City decision. It's a Chelsea decision. It's not a media decision. So why are people and other fans of other clubs going in on Manchester United when I can tell you categorically that Manchester United fans wanting the Glazers out, if it was your club, you'd do exactly the same. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. And I could write a book on why, and every other United fan could. But that's the reality. So I think and hope that we can get a bit of unity back into football, because it's very, very clear that the powers that be and the media have decided that, you know, they're not fighting for football fans anymore. They're on to something else. And maybe they're self-preserving. Maybe they're just bored of it and they want a different angle now because they need different stories. But as football fans, don't be clouded by these ignorant people who actually don't understand what the story's all about. And remember, the story actually is football fans being suppressed, lied to and used so that they can take our money and destroy our game. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe, smash a like on the video, and remember tonight, it's a big one. It's PSG versus Man City. Watch along on this channel. I'll speak to you all soon.